Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Hope you're having a wonderful and great day. Now, apparently, Biden is a notorious man for not caring for his country. Instead, he'll give billions of dollars to a country that is corrupt and, I would say, practically evil. And Ukraine is a great place to start, I guess, for Biden's place. Because, he totally didn't just, try to bribe a DA prosecutor or what have you to not receive $1 billion. But of course, that's neither here or there. But it seems that not only did he abandon the Ohio pipeline issue or the train track issue when that went to Hawaii, oh no, he ignored that and went to Ukraine instead. Now he seems to be avoiding the entire Maui wildfire catastrophe because he cares so much for this country that he'll abandon or avoid any type of situation imaginable because Biden. Biden slammed for silence on Maui wildfire catastrophe. President Biden had yet to offer a verbal statement on Monday evening in response to the mounting death toll in the catastrophic Maui wildfire. The deadliest U.S. blaze in more than a century after spending the weekend sunning himself on the beach near his Delaware vacation home. The 80-year-old commander-in-chief avoided reporters upon his return to Washington Monday morning, walking directly across the White House lawn to the Oval Office without approaching the press to give a statement on the tragedy, as U.S. leaders often do. The White House later put out a statement on X, the platform formerly known as Twitter, taking note of the carnage in Maui and detailing government resources on offer to beleaguered residents. As residents of Hawaii mourn the loss of life and devastation taking place across their beautiful home, we mourn with them. Like I've said, not only our prayers with those impacted, but every asset we have will be available to them. Read the statement attributed to Biden. A day earlier, the president offered a stony-hearted no comment when asked about the death toll, which has climbed to at least 96. During a bike ride Sunday morning, Biden gave a similar unfeeling answer when asked about the tragedy. We're looking at it, he said when asked if he planned to visit Aloha State. Biden is currently scheduled to visit Wisconsin Tuesday and travel to Camp David Thursday to meet with the leaders of South Korea and Japan the following day. He's then due to travel to Lake Tahoe in Nevada and remain there until August 24th. Bloomberg reporter Justin Singh posted a photo of Biden lounging with a group of people on Rehoboth Beach Sunday afternoon, triggering outrage on social media. I campaigned for you, raged former Hawaii legislator Kanea earlier Monday. Now, when I lose dozens of my friends, family, and neighbors, this? Biden doesn't give a fuck about the suffering people of Maui, tweeted Monica Crowley, former U.S. Treasury Department Assistant Secretary for Public Affairs during the Trump administration. Or the suffering people of East Palestine, Ohio, or the suffering people in border towns, or the suffering people anywhere in America, she added. Republican Carrie Lake, who lost 2022 bid to the Arizona governor, who also ripped the commander-in-chief. One of the most beautiful places on earth has been reduced to cinders in Delaware. Joe Biden can't be bothered to care. Putting America first means getting this joker out of the White House, Lake wrote on X. The president rode his bike to the beach while the people of Lahaina, Hawaii, dug through the ashes of their shattered community. And no Nero fiddle with Rome burned, she added. Stephen L. Miller, an editor of conservative outlet The Spectator, tweeted that Biden just came back from a 14-day beach vacation, spent 4 days in D.C., now is back on the beach and has no comment for wildfires that wiped out entire communities. Just incredible stuff. Another furious commenter compared Biden's response to the war in Ukraine. Biden in a nutshell. East Palestine, no comment. Maui, no comment. Ukraine, send them another $24 billion. The criticism of the president joined the beach while declining to offer words of consolation put White House Press Secretary Karine Jean-Pierre on the defensive after her regular briefing Monday. You'll hear from the president on this, Jean-Pierre promised. I don't have anything to announce at this time, but certainly he's the president and you're going to hear from him. Yeah, like everybody heard from him during the whole East Palestine incident, right? To where he listened, where he fell on deaf ears, and the only reason why they even remotely tried to help was because so much backlash was having towards them because of not caring for their own bloody people and sending $25 billion to a foreign country that is not part of the states. Yes, because that is the amount of care that he has. It's been a devastation, the chief spokesman added to the fire. Before bungling the names of Hawaii's Democratic U.S. senators, bestowing on to Senator Mazi Hirano the surname Hirano, and using the pronoun he for the female legislator. Jim Pereira also referred to Senator Brian Schatz as Senator Schwartz, what is this? In a bumbling series of attempted pronunciations. An apparent lack of White House focus during natural disasters and can morph into major political blowback, as happened following Ukraine-Katrina in 2005 when the President George W. Bush was attacked for praising FEMA's response amid mounting frustrations over the response. The grim tally in Hawaii, which is expected to rise as search and rescue operations frantically continue, made the inferno the state's worst ever natural disaster. It is also the deadliest U.S. wildfire since 1918, when 453 people died in the Colquitt Fire in Minnesota and Wisconsin, according to data from National Fire Protection Association. So essentially, at the end of the day, Biden does not care about his country. He does not care about the people. He does not care about anything other than reaching other political horrible statements for Ukraine. That's it. That's all he cares for. Hawaii's dystopian reality. Apocalyptic images reveal horror of a 1,000-degree deadly fire hurricane that annihilated a historic city and killed at least 96 amid warnings death toll could surge by hundreds. Yes, this toll is still mounting, guys. I think it's going to reach at least the mid-hundreds by the end of this, because it was only been like a week and they accounted 96 people, and that went up by at least 70 plus people the first toll amounted. This is the devastation and destruction of this city. I mean, look at this. This is horrible. I can't believe that this has happened in Mint State. I'm a fire lover, right? I love fire. It's one of my favorite elements. However, I do realize the devastation of it. Even if you watch anime or any game or what have you, fire usually ends up with us doing the most damage, because it does do the most damage. It has the most devastation. It has the most, I honestly think, the most highest level of pain threshold imaginable. It is a very deadly element, and it should never be underestimated. And the fact that you have Biden that is not here to show or see the devastation of this obviously this people is asinine. And yes, these people, we're not even going to go into the politics of this, because none of this should ever happen at all to any group of people. The fact that this place was raised in a burning inferno like this is just devastating in every way possible. Absolutely disgusting. And of course, we have this here, that the Hawaii's robust emergency siren warning system sat silent during deadly wildfires. So the sirens didn't even go off when this happened. So it's just terrible. And what we have here is a few things that I would like to address, a few things here with this video that I found. Death toll rises in Maui, and there's a few things that I wanted to go over here with you guys before the end of this.
Gusts only caused the flames to spread more rapidly, giving many little time to escape. Some residents are now asking if lives could have been saved. We talked to those who had to resort to the water. A 19-year-old, his mother and younger brother stranded in that water for 5 hours. Search teams painstakingly going through what's left, and cadaver dogs searching for victims. And the outpouring of support, residents helping to unload a catamaran, arriving with much-needed supplies for the hard-hit town. Just one of a number of examples of Aloha Strong. We have team coverage tonight from Maui.
So yeah, we're not hearing anything of any type of emergency aid or anything from Biden, or having to put more extra effort into helping the people. He doesn't care. Again, I'll keep saying this because he doesn't. And the death toll is rising, and these people had to stand in the water for at least 5 hours because the fire was raging. That was the only way they could stay safe. And just to let you guys know, if you guys wanted to realize, even if you were on the street or what have you, and the fire is 1,000 degrees, that can easily, even just like the wave of the heat can really just burn you to cinders if you're not in water or anything to try to cool down, to keep your body temperature, to keep you from dying at all. It's that bad when the heat is that hot. All right, it really is that big of a problem. When you have it can even melt your shoes or whatever. So you really do have to stay in the water to try to keep yourself from dying. And people did die. It's very tragic, honestly.
ABC's Whit Johnson leads us off.
Tonight, Maui's catastrophic infernos now marking the deadliest wildfire in modern U.S. history. The lives of at least 93 people lost in the flames. One of them, Carol Hartley, whose sister today told us the world has lost a beautiful soul.
So when we pick up the remains and they fall apart, and so when you have 200 people running through the scene yesterday, and some of you, that's what you're stepping on. I don't know how much more you want me to describe it. That's what you're stepping on.
Of those lucky to survive, some jumping into the ocean.
Both sides to the left.
Yeah, so they haven't discovered all the bodies. They still have to do a search. It hasn't been very long. And as this man says, like, you are most likely stepping over bodies or whatever because their bodies have been so torched that it just falls to pieces. I mean, it's just devastating. Like I said, I love fire, but I understand the dangers that comes with it.
On the right are on fire.
In dog care business in Lahaina, saw the oncoming flames and ran to the beach, hunkering down with others.
There was times where we had to leave some of the dogs up on the wall or on the water while we swam out because we couldn't hold the dogs up, plus ourselves. But at the very end, when we were able to give them back to their parents.
Tonight, serious questions remain about the alerts that failed to sound. The Hawaii Emergency Management Agency confirming on an island with one of the world's most comprehensive siren systems, most often used to warn of possible tsunamis, none were activated.
And the circumstance was greatly complicated also by the heat and the speed with which the fire spread, destroying a great deal of infrastructure. Over time, we'll be able to figure out if we could have better protected people.
The hurricane-force wind gusts taking down infrastructure like cell towers and power lines. Flare-ups tonight continuing during what is Maui's dry season. 2 of the 3 original fires still burning. The search to find human remains intensifying, but only a small portion of destroyed structures have been searched by cadaver dogs.
And so we're going as fast as we can. But just so you know, 3%, that's what's been searched with the dogs, 3%.
Today, multiple counties in California sending 12 of their cadaver dogs to help. Many frustrated families trying to pick up the pieces and move forward. Lisa Peroni says she received no alerts, fleeing for her life only after seeing explosions, smoke, and flames.
And that's when I...
So yeah, what we're seeing here is that they have 3% is the amount. If you have a 96 death toll and you only look 3%, it's not looking good, right? Like that it's not looking good when you have still 97% more to search and you're already finding 96 bodies. I'm hoping it does not reach 300 at all. I am hoping it reaches... Honestly, I hope it reaches no further than 96, to be honest. That's too many people already deceased. But I know it's going to increase regardless of that. But I don't... This is just a devastation. And people's homes were destroyed. They were lost. And Biden, this great man that loves our country, this ever so faithful man, is ignoring these people's pleas, ignoring the actual help. Even California is at least doing something to help you despite how bad the state is. And our commander-in-chief, our president, our leader, is doing absolutely nothing. And I think everybody should realize on what this man is doing, because he's not doing anything to help the people. He hasn't done anything to help the people at all. And this is how he truly cares. Alright guys, that's it for the video. Like, try, share. As always, take care.